Hi thoughts, welcome back to my channel. It's Ren. On the way in, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. It's the easiest and the freest way to support your girl, so go ahead, get to clicking below. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. So today I wanted to hop on really quickly and just give a bit of encouragement to those out here who are actually doing the work. I want to give encouragement to those out there who are actually trying to be and live their best lives. Now, I will say that you will not always have support. You will not always get the things that you need from the people that you love, but that's no excuse to not continue doing it. Sometimes you will lose people in the process, whether it be friends, whether it be relationships with family members, partners, all kinds of things. But don't let other people's lack of support stop you from doing what God has placed in your experience to do, okay? And I'm just saying this as someone who has gone through so many different phases of inner work that a lot of times it's not well received or necessarily understood. But I know that at the end of the day, the inner work is always worth it. For me and for the people around me, those who are able to stick around. And so give yourself the love and the credit that you need anyway. Don't let anybody guilt you for what you're doing, for choosing yourself, for choosing to go through the dark times instead of burying things underneath. Because it's really easy to just bury things and pack things away and just let everything go by the wayside. Yes, all that stuff is cool, fine, dandy, but instead of letting things become a cycle that we're going to have to continue to repeat, let's take the tools that we learn and continue to implement them until it becomes first nature. Not even second nature to you, but until it becomes first nature. Don't let someone's lack of understanding you and what you're going through and what you're trying to achieve, don't let it stop you from doing the work anyway. Because at the end of the day, you're stuck with you your whole life. So do what you got to do to bring yourself peace. Sometimes even we're living in discomfort on our own situation, but that's still on us to work through and to work on. And so that's kind of where I'm at now, to be quite honest. I feel like God's healing me in hyper speed, and I keep falling into these really deep sessions of healing that in the moment I don't even realize what's going on, because it's like it's so heavy that it's just like I'm just crying all the time and I'm feeling like I'm just slipping away. But that's just my nervous system trying to take me back to what I'm used to. It's trying to keep me safe and say, oh no, like this is what you like, this is our normal operating system. And it's just trying to take me back from where I'm going to where I was. And I don't live there anymore. I don't exist there anymore. And I'm not going to let my nervous system or anybody else make me backtrack. Love yourself enough to take everybody off of the pedestal. Everybody, yourself included. Literally just put God there. And sometimes you're going to have to consistently remind yourself that you got to put God there. That's something that I had to realize today, because I feel like life is just kicking me around again. And I feel like I'm about to cry, like right now, and I'm not going to, even though my face is twisting up like I'm going to. I'm not gonna let these tears fall, okay? All right, life will really just come through and like kick you around sometimes, but as I always mention, God isn't gonna put you through anything that you can't handle. So sometimes you just have to weather the storm so that you can get to the other side, because on the other side there is peace. On the other side there's happiness. On the other side there's an abundance of abundance. So let yourself go through it. It doesn't always feel good. Like y'all see right now, I'm literally trying to hold back the tears. Hopefully y'all can't see these big old crocodile tears in my eyes right now, but you can hear it in my deep crying voice. But just be kind to yourself. Be so loving to yourself, and give yourself the compassion that you were so much looking for out of others, and give that compassion to yourself. Look for it with God, because that's all you got at the end of the day. Just you. It doesn't matter what your situation is. You could be a mother, a wife, a daughter, a friend. At the end of the day, sometimes it's still just you. You go to bed with you every night. And even if people won't come with you, even if people don't want to support you, even if it's not even just it's not that people don't have the capacity. Some people just don't want to. And then that's really just that's just the reality that we have to accept sometimes. It doesn't always feel good, but healing is still always going to be worth it. So I'm sorry for getting on this here internet crying and stuff like that. Definitely was not my intention, but my emotions are just rolling today. And so I definitely had like a trying day, and I'm really still working on being better despite the resistance I get in all the other areas, because with pressure, diamonds are created. And I'm not gonna let a bad day make me feel like I have a bad life. I'm not gonna let a bad moment make me feel like I have a bad day. I just know that God got me. God is always gonna have me. I don't even know what this is in the camera. God got me. God is always gonna have me, and I'm sorry for being emotional. Like, I'm just generally a crybaby. My emotions aren't generally received very well and from the people that are in my experience, and so I do try to keep them to myself, but sometimes they just pour out, and this is a moment that they're just pouring out. And I hate that sometimes being authentic, it can just look so messy. Sometimes it can look so weak, and honestly, none of that matters, because what you feel on the inside matters, and then not just that, but what you're doing about it is what honestly makes the difference. And for me, even though it's not being well received, it doesn't have to be well received, because at the end of the day, it's just me and God. My kids are going to grow up and have their own lives one day. None of these external factors matter, and I'm just going to keep choosing me even when it hurts. I'm going to keep choosing me even when it's ugly. I'm going to keep choosing me even when it's messy. I'm going to keep choosing me over and over and over. And I want you to know, for those who are out here feeling alone, for those who are out here feeling like they don't know what to do, where to go, remember, just God's always with you. And that's all you need. That's literally all you need. Even if you don't have anybody, God is enough, because God's what brings you peace. So I'm just really trying to just let y'all know that it always gets better, even though sometimes it gets worse before it does. But the thing is, that's the ebbs and flow of life. Man, I'm sorry, I'm really up here boo-hooing on this internet, but I'm sorry. I'm a crybaby, and I mean, eventually y'all's gonna see me crying sooner or later, but that's just my heart being open. That's just me being vulnerable. That's just me expressing this, because sometimes I don't have the space to express in the ways that I would like. Just out of sometimes it's just out of embarrassment, or out of shame, or out of fear that, you know, somebody isn't gonna be there for you. Like that rejection that can sometimes come with being vulnerable. And that doesn't mean I should have came up here on this internet and did it. I really was just trying to give a word of encouragement, because I know that's what I need right now, to be quite honest. And I'm grateful that God has chosen me for this journey. I'm grateful that He's given me the tools to be my best self, and to work through the things that's been put on my plate, like my very special hand-picked issues. I'm glad and I'm grateful that God knows what I can't handle. So even though it hurts and I'm just kind of feeling real lost right now, I know, and I have faith. It's just a complete knowing that God is gonna, per usual, come through, show up and show out. And even though right now I feel alone and in the dark, I know that's not gonna be forever, because at the end of the day, I still know God got me. Even though I feel alone right now, I know that God got me. So I want you guys to remember that too, that no matter what it's looking like around you, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter who's in your corner and who is not, God is working His magic, and He is putting together such a beautiful package for you on the other side. So stay strong, stay in this game, keep doing the work anyway, even when it's messy, even when it's ugly, even when nobody understands you. Keep doing what God sent you here to do, because that's what changes things. That's what changes your life and the lives around you. And even if it's not the direct lives around you, it changes the lives of the people who experience you. And so some of you are just going to experience me here on the internet, and sometimes that's just enough. So I can't believe I'm up here crying. But be kind to yourself and love yourself anyway. Even if ain't nobody else showing you love yourself anyway, because it always gets better. It always gets better. God truly isn't going to put you through anything that you can't handle. And so stay strong. Stay strong. Stay in it. Don't let up. Don't take this as a time to just give up and say, God, it's too hard, or it's too hard, so I'm just going to stop. No. Now, times like right now are times when you're supposed to just hanker in even more and follow God's path anyway. I can't believe I'm up here crying. I mean, I've been crying all day, to be quite honest. Like, whatever it is that I'm going through, I know God's going to get me through it. And I love him and I trust him just that much that despite all this, I still know that I'm one of God's favorites. And I know that God is going to be like, girl, it's okay. Here's a lollipop. So, yeah. I know somebody's going to be like, oh, she's weak, whatever. I really don't care. Like, I really don't care what nobody thinks of me. And I really don't care about how it comes across to somebody. Like, somebody's probably going to think that I'm just weak because I'm up here having an emotional moment. And that's fine. You can look at it as weak. Quite frankly, I don't care, because that's not going to change anything I got going on over here. And it definitely ain't going to change nothing you got going on over there. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, just be encouraged. Look how greasy I look. Just be encouraged. Just stay the course. You'll be so glad that you did, because every time I go through things like this, I'm so glad that I just stuck it out and that I did the work anyway. I kept doing the work. I kept pouring into myself, and every time something beautiful comes out at the end. And I know that this is going to be the same. You have to do the same thing for your own situation, where you just keep going, because there's something so beautiful waiting for you. So just keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just swimming, and I'm just knowing God is guiding me, and I'm just literally blindly following at this point. Like I said, it might be messy, it might be ugly, it might be all the things, but that's not going to stop me. That's not going to stop my journey. That's not going to stop me from showing up. That's not going to stop nothing. I'm doing this for more than just me. I'm doing this for my children. Like, I'm a mom of 4, and I want them to know that you could get through anything and everything. So, even if you have no support, you got support from me. Okay? So, if you find yourself needing to pick me up, come to this video. Save it in your download so that you could come back to it for later. Honestly, find me on social media. DM me. I will be more than glad to help be a part of your support system. Normally, I'm a lot more put together than this, so I apologize for just being a bowl of emotions right now. I'm just a puddle right now, but I just really just have been having a real time energetically as I'm growing through the phases. So sometimes you just gotta cry, and I personally am a crier. I've always been a crier, and once these tears want to come, baby, they just gonna flow, and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't have any shame in being a crier. Obviously, as I'm still recording this video with tears just pouring down my face, I don't mind. I really don't care, because God made me this way. So I'm tapped into myself, and I'm hoping that you're tapped into yourself too, even if it doesn't look like crying. So that's all good. Fine. But yes, if you need a safe space, let me know in the comments below, and I will be that for you. We can work out how we can connect, and I got you. So with that being said, if you made it to the end, go ahead, leave me some bubbles and some balloons. And if you forgot on the way in, it's okay. I forgive you. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. It's the easiest and the freest way to support your girl. So go ahead, handle all that for me. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. So as I always mention, I'm taking y'all with me. Tears in my eyes and all. I'm taking you with me. So let's go.